and dashboard building using Microsoft Excel. So this is the part 2 of the video. If you haven't watched part 1, please you're welcome to watch it. And so in this video we are going to look into the sales record of Oregon company, and we will try to solve a couple of the business questions, mostly using pivot table, but I'll show you other ways as well. So in this Excel worksheet, raw data worksheet has sales record of Oregon company from July 1 2021 to June 30 2022, which is 1 year worth of data. And if I go to raw data, I can show you that there are like a couple of columns. First is the date column, where which has the 1 year's date, and then SKU, which are unique identifier of the product. It's stock keeping. It's called, like, elaboration is stock keeping unit. Then product name, quantity, how many times these products were sold for each transaction, and then unit price, the price of each product, 1 unit, and then revenue, which is basically quantity multiplied by unit price. So it's basically the sales for each product. Now if I go so let's look at the question. So how many times each product was sold, what is the percentage of times for each product, and what is the cumulative percentage of terms for all the products. So let me try to explain what turn is. Turn is how many times a product was sold. It's not the quantity, it's how many times it was sold, right? So in this 1 year in this 1 year time frame, maybe one product was sold 100 times, and each time maybe 4 quantity was sold, and overall it was maybe 400 quantity was sold. But we look at turn or times inventory sold so carefully is because it sort of represents the demand, right? So if it's customers ordering more and more of a product, then it means we need to have some kind of inventory strategy around that product. If it was not selling so well, so maybe it will be less prioritized. So so let's try to answer these questions. How many times each product was sold? The way we will answer is that we are going to create a pivot table. So we will go to raw data tab and select all the columns like this, and then insert and then pivot table. Then click on existing worksheet. So we can also create in a new worksheet, but when we are building dashboard, we try to put as much information as possible in one worksheet so that at a glance we can see all the information. So we are going to put in the existing worksheet. We will click on this button, go to dashboard. We want to see just below our questions, so we will select this cell here, and then click here and then press OK. So we now have the pivot table, right? And then what we are going to do, we will drag the product name and put it in the rows. So these are sort of our lookup values. So if you are trying to find out values for something, put it in the rows table, and maybe you can rename it like products. Okay, now we want to see this, so how many times the product was sold, right? So the way we will see is that we are going to drag this product name and put it here, and see, this is counting how many times it was sold. Yeah, so for this is the time. So total there were total 268 times each product was sold, and basic was sold 6,230. Okay, so then this answers our first question. Let's go to the second one. What is the percentage of turns each product was sold? Why we want to see percentage? Because it gives us some kind of perspective, and I'll show you why. Product name we have selected here. Let's name these ones. Let's name, this is turns, and these are, we are looking at numbers, right? So, and this is turns percentage. Okay, so select the first cell of this column, and then click on go to show value as, and here you can select percentage of grand total, and this will give you percentage. And let's try to sort. Again, right click, go to sort, and then largest to smallest. So now you're getting some kind of perspective, right? So total 268,000 turns were there, and 25% of those were jackets and coats. So you can see which ones are the best selling, right? And pants were only sold like 2%, 1.67% of the times, right? So it's not selling very well. So it's giving you some kind of perspective. This answers our second question. What is the cumulative percentage of terms for all the products? So let's look at all the products. Select product name, drag it down, okay, and this is cumulative turns percentage, right? So again, select the first cell, right click, go to show value as, and see here percentage running total, click here, and then click here, and then you can see the cumulative, what this is showing. So it's sort of helping you to prioritize your inventory. So if you look at this total, you have 100%, right? But you look at this first four. The first four is generating over 50%. So first one is 25%, the second one is up to 30%, then the third one is 44%, the fourth one is 51%, generating 51% of your turns, right? And so total we have 17. Just select, and in the count you can see 4 is generating already 50% of your turns, and the rest of the 13 are generating the remaining 50%, right? So the reason why we want to look at cumulative turn is because that helps you classify your inventory. So you cannot invest in all types of inventory, and you should not, right? So if some products are selling more, you should invest more, and you should prioritize those products more. You should have some kind of strategy around those products. These are your, say, your class A, and then comes your class B, then comes your class C. I'll get into details later in other videos. So I'll show you last way. You can, instead of, like, if you're not comfortable but with pivot table, you can find out using a sum formula, how many a count formula, how many times each product was sold. So let's copy this, all your products, paste it here, use the count if formula, okay, and start the bracket, and it's asking me to select the range. Okay, let's select the range. This is this range where the lookup values are. And what is the criteria? Comma, criteria. Then I go back to dashboard, and then select this criteria, bracket close, 68,000, which is this one, right? And you can just drag and see all the values are matching. So it's pivot table using basically the count if formula. So, and you can do a total, which is using the sum from here to here, then bracket close, and you get the total. Find out the percentage of turns like this, click equal sign, and then select this one, divide, and then select this one and make it absolute, because for all the products you want to divide by this total, right? So click enter and then drag all the way down here, so you are getting all the percentage. Select this cell, click on enter, and first one is 26%, and the second one, this one plus M12 M11 is this one, and then let's try to drag all the way down. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you are getting all the cumulative up to 100%, and you can see first products is generating more than 50% of your sales, right? So that's how you can do it. It's a time consuming, it's a very manual part, so I always recommend using pivot table for dashboard building and data analysis. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that really helps, especially those who are students or who are working in the supply chain field. Those, it will be helpful. Please consider subscribing and watching my future videos. Thank you.